All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? So I'm watching some weird stuff happen, man. If you watch my video the other day about Drake and what I believe is happening with him and Kanye West, all this stuff is slowly starting to make sense. Slowly, but I still got some holes that I'm trying to put together. But we do know Drake is promoting his album Scorpion. Now, when Drake promotes an album, we obviously understand he does no press. He is the ultimate I don't have to do press. So he did go out the country and he ended up doing a freestyle with Link Up to TV. I think that's in the UK. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, this is just random for Drake to do a freestyle, because Drake's freestyle is him telling you about his life and what he thinks, right? We don't see Drake talking on just certain things that happen in his life outside of the music. For him to go do a freestyle, this is something he wanted to do. Didn't want to give it to anybody, any radio station in the country. He went out the country and gave it to a growing platform, and I respect that, behind bars. So I think this is interesting. Drake does not like people in his business, but he's going out of his way to put people in his business. If you go listen to that Scorpion album, there are constant, literally the whole project is pretty much him talking about Kanye West, not Pusha T. He's responding to Pusha T and everything Pusha T said about him hiding a kid and some of the other things that Pusha T said in the story of Adada. But he's dissing Kanye West. It's clear as day throughout that project. 8 out of 10, whatever record you want to play. There are Kanye West references all over that project. And I'm at the point now where I have a theory. I'll give y'all that tease to that theory at the end of this video. So in this freestyle that Drake did with Behind Bars, I'll put the link in the comment section below if you guys want to watch it. He said, I know so much shit that I cannot expose. I keep it inside and I lie for my own. Got all the tea and I'm hiding it up. Then he went on to say, you dropping some shit, but that was a bust. They got no direction. They following us. I come from a city that they never touch. Your man is a goofy and he can get brushed. And then he went on to say, they want to link when they got no tools. They too worried about selling out shoes. All right, first and foremost, if you think anybody is reaching, saying that this is about Kanye West, you're out your mind. He said, listen, I'm holding all this shit back. I cannot expose. I'm just keeping it inside. I'm lying for my own. I got all the tea and I'm hiding it up. That was the setup. That was the setup that I'm about to say some shit, right? He said, you dropping some shit, but that was a bust. We obviously understand that Drake was recently in the studio with Kanye West working on his album. As a matter of fact, he got an album credit on Kanye West's project for helping write Yikes. That's my favorite record on Ye's seven song project. You know, the joint that goes like this. I gotta stop singing. I gotta stop singing on my YouTube videos. Anyways, so we know Drake and Kanye have been in the studio recently in the last couple months. That's what pissed Drake off. He was like, yo, I'm helping you write your music. I'm helping you work on all these projects that we trying to get these deadlines done for you. And yo, artist Pusha T, the president of good music, got the audacity to diss me in one of the records? The audacity is what Drake called it. I'm appalled, is what Drake said. So again, Drake has always been frustrated. If you go back and listen to the W Freestyle, for the most part, it's about Kanye West and not Pusha T. There's a couple lines at the end in the direction of Pusha T, but for the most part, it's about Kanye West and his frustration with how Kanye West allowed this to happen. There is something behind the scenes that has taken place. For that man to say, they got no direction, they following us, y'all dropping some shit, that shit was a bust. Well, who outside of Drake has dropped music recently? A big time artist, right? Jay-Z and Beyonce, they shit wasn't a bust. They're doing just fine. We know Jay-Z was on Drake's album, right? Which I think is another shot. By the way, getting Jay-Z on that album was a late ad. We understand that Jay-Z's verse was about XXXTentacion dying, right? So we know that verse was turned around in the last 3 weeks. We know that for a fact, which means Drake made a conscious decision to put Jay-Z on the album after the beef with Kanye West. We know that Kanye West and Jay-Z don't have a great relationship right now. So I'm just looking at these little nuances and I'm like, yo, what is going on? We know that good music has been pretty much the only people dropping music outside of guys like Drake and Jay-Z and Beyonce the last few weeks, right? So we know he's talking about them when he says, y'all dropping some shit, but that was a bust. I think the overall reception to all the projects that Kanye West produced all these 7-song record projects, I think we would say that was a bust, right? It had a lot of hype behind it. They did the shit in Wyoming, whatever. But to me, Kanye West's album is not a classic. To me, the Ye and Cudi album is not a classic. To me, the Pusha T album would have never been a thing if it were not for him beefing with Drake. But I'll give Pusha T four good records on that bad boy. The Nas thing is not a classic to me. It wasn't good to me. Nas sounds, no, it wasn't good to me. That shit doesn't even mesh together. And Teyana Taylor herself said she didn't like her album. So the good music experience produced by Kanye West, to me, was a fail. And I think Drake's acknowledging that. And he's saying they're following us. Reportedly, this is reportedly, Drake's entire rollout plan was pretty much what Ye used to make his rollout plan. Drake reportedly behind the scenes told Kanye West he was dropping his album June 29th, whatever. And that's how Kanye West made his rollout plan, to not interfere with Drake's day. Now, I don't look at that as something wrong with it. A part of it is respect to the artist, but Drake right now is pissed, and he's saying, yo, they're using this rollout plan. Everything they're doing is based off what I'm doing. They following us. And if you didn't think it was a diss to Kanye West, the last 2 bars give it away. He say they want to link, but they ain't got no tunes. They too worried about selling out shoes. Man, listen, in my heart of hearts, Drake, there is something that happened in this beef with Drake and Pusha T that only Kanye West would know. That has to be the thing. There is something that Kanye West did specifically that Drake is pissed about. He don't even care about Pusha T. In his mind, and I said this in my last video, Pusha T is simply the messenger. His beef is with Kanye West. Now, reportedly, Drake and Kanye West have never loved each other. They were beefing in the past. I don't think Drake's ever just loved Kanye West, but they've had to work. They put up with each other to work together. There is something going on with Drake and Kanye West behind the scenes that is irking Drake, and he wants to speak on it. He wants to do freestyles. If he didn't think people would get in his business about all his other shit and the baby mama and whatever, having sex with the sex escort, whatever, or Raw Dog and the sex escort, he would talk on this shit. But he's leaving it in freestyles. He's just leaving it in freestyle. That's his new way of doing interviews. He's doing OVO radio today. We might find out more in a couple hours. But there is stuff he's speaking on through these bars, and it's all coming back to Kanye West. Now, if you come back with me in about 30 to 45 minutes, I'm dropping a video, and I believe I know what happened between Drake and Kanye West. I believe I know why Drake is so adamant about dissing Kanye West and not Pusha T. I think I know what he got on Kanye West. Come back to my platform in about an hour, and I'll be back. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty. Yeah!